Thank you for joining me tonight. This is the Smart Home Buying What to Know Before You Buy webinar that I host every Wednesday at 7 p.m. throughout the summer. And prepared buyers win. So I thank you for attending. This is great that you're here because the whole point of this presentation is to help you prepare for how to purchase a home when the time is right for you. Okay, so we'll jump right in. So why we're here today. A smart home buyer is the person who surrounds themselves with the right professionals and makes informed decisions. Now, the process leads to success. So that's key. I want you to understand that with the right process, you can be successful. Anyone can. Buying a home is one of the biggest financial and emotional decisions most people will ever make. My goal is not to pressure anyone into buying a house. My goal is to help you protect yourself, make smart decisions, avoid costly mistakes, create a plan that makes sense for your life. So that is the process that leads to success. So why buying a home feels overwhelming? Well, you could think, I can't afford to buy. Rates are too high. I don't know where to start. What if I make a mistake? What if something goes wrong after I buy? So fear decreases when you replace assumptions with facts and a clear plan. Now, that's for anything. Think about it. The more you know about something, the less fearful it seems. So that's the whole goal of this webinar that I host every Wednesday at 7 o'clock throughout the summer, is to help prepare you, educate you, so that you can be successful. Okay, so again, prepared buyers win. So homes move quickly, especially right now in our market, and preparation reduces stress. So the more you know, the more you can be feeling confident about what to do with your decision. Financing surprises can delay a purchase. Okay, we'll get into that. Emotional decisions can create problems, and preparation allows you to act confidently. So, prepared buyers usually make better decisions and put themselves in stronger negotiating positions. So, what the right realtor does for you. So, my role is to help things move as smoothly and safely as possible from start to closing. So, that means I will advocate, educate, strategize, coordinate, negotiate, and protect you throughout the whole process. And even after we're done, I'm going to stay in touch with you to remind you of important things you need to do as a new homeowner. So, why clients work with me? So, my job is not just helping you buy a house, my job is helping you make smart decisions for your life. That means communication is critical, planning, not pressure. That's my own personal philosophy and motto. Problem solving, market knowledge, protection throughout the process, calm guidance during stressful situations. So, those are the reasons people choose to work with me over and over. Now, the home buying process preparation allows buyers to act quickly when the right opportunity appears. So, that means we're going to start with a strategy session. We're going to meet one on one. We're going to talk about your situation and how I can help you. Two is the mortgage pre approval. Got to have a mortgage pre approval. We need to know what your budget is. What can you afford? Three, then comes the home search based on your budget. Four, when you like a property and you say, hey, I want to buy this property, we put together an offer and then we negotiate. And I'll be doing that on your behalf. And five, attorney and inspection period. So you will have an attorney and you will have an inspection to ensure that what you're buying, you know what you're buying, and that you're making the best decision for yourself. 6, we'll get to loan processing and an appraisal. 7, we'll do a final walkthrough, and then we'll close. You will own your home after that point so that you can move on and start building your life there. So, financing basics. You don't need to know everything today. You just need a clear plan and the right people guiding you. So, monthly payment matters more than price alone. Property taxes and insurance matter. Credit impacts loan options. Pre-approval is critical, and down payment assistance programs may be available. Now, I like to stop for a minute and touch on renting versus owning, because a lot of folks that I end up talking to want to know what's better, what makes more sense. So, as we all know, housing is a necessity. Ownership allows many people to build stability while paying for a home they actually own. So you can see the side-by-side comparison here, renting versus owning. So rent can increase over time, meaning your landlord can raise your rent every year. No equity, meaning you don't retain any of that money. You just live there and pay as you go. And when you leave, you have nothing to show for it. Limited control. What does that mean? Well, when you're renting, you have to follow certain rules. There are certain restrictions. And then there's uncertainty at renewal. So again, will the landlord say, hey, I'm not renewing because I'm selling the property, go find somewhere else to live? That can happen. Will they say, you know what, we have to raise the rent significantly higher this year because we got hit with higher property taxes? That's the thing. They pass that cost on to you. Now, owning, so you have fixed principal and interest payments. That means if you get a conventional mortgage that's locked in for typically 30 years at a fixed rate, your housing payment, which again, whether you're renting or owning, is the biggest expense usually for most people every month that they have to pay. That becomes fixed, again, typically for 30 years. So if you're paying, let's say you're paying $2,000 a month in rent right now, and you could get a place of your own and pay $2,000 a month for your mortgage, means you know how to budget for the next 30 years. Literally, if you decided to stay there, you know that that payment is never changing. It's going to be $2,000 a month for 30 years, every month, because the principal and interest is fixed. Now, you build equity over time. What does that mean? Well, anything you pay into your property, you retain in the form of equity. It's your money. It's in the property. Whereas remember, in renting, you're just paying a landlord. They gain equity. Now, owning has greater stability. Why? Because of all the long-term future benefits of building equity. And also time value appreciation, meaning if you bought today, 10 years from now, that property is going to be worth more money. And then long-term financial benefits. Again, leading back to finances and the fact that you can control your own housing. What makes buyers competitive? Okay, so strong buyers prepare before they fall in love with a house. Makes sense, right? Fully pre-approved. Understand their budget. You know needs versus wants. You can make decisions confidently, have realistic expectations, and you are working with experienced professionals like myself. Now, the biggest buyer mistakes. Good decisions usually come from preparation, not pressure. So waiting too long to prepare can actually hurt you. Falling in love before understanding the costs can hurt you. Making emotional decisions, that can be a mistake too. And waiving protections blindly, that's a big one. And we can go into detail on what that means when we meet one-on-one. Not understanding taxes and maintenance. Remember, you're going to have your principal and interest, plus the tax for the property tax and insurance and maintenance. So we got to go over those costs as well. You need to know the total picture. Working without representation. What that means is, say you don't want to work with me or you choose to go it alone and do it yourself. Well, there are simply things you don't know because you're not doing this day in and day out. How often does a person buy a home? Not every day. And what I mean when I say you need a professional, that means protection. I will be there to protect you so that you don't make any costly mistakes. Are protecting yourself during the process. So buying a home is exciting, but protecting yourself financially is critical. So you're going to need a home inspection, an attorney to review your purchase, an appraisal protection, insurance protections, and you're going to need to understand the contracts and deadlines. And my job, again, is to protect you every step of the way. So I'm going to be checking in with you, guiding you. You don't need to go this alone. You don't need to worry because I'm going to be walking through this with you and I'm going to be checking in and saying, hey, you know what? This deadline's coming up. We have to have this done by this date. And I'm going to show you exactly what to do, help you with that in every way that I can so you are successful. So what you can expect from me, again, planning, not pressure. That means clear communication, honest guidance, strong negotiation, helping you understand your options, protecting you throughout the entire process. And that leads to a smoother, less stressful experience overall. So whether you buy now or later, preparation starts today. So the next step would be to schedule a strategy session. That, again, is a one-on-one meeting with me. We can do it over a video call like this, or you can come to my office, which is where I am right now, and we can talk. And that would be the next step after this webinar. Then the next thing after that would be to connect you to a lender so we could get you pre-approved, so we could know your budget and you could know what your options are. You need to know your options. Then we'll build your plan. And as soon as we have that together, we can go out searching for a home for you based on all that information we've put together. That's all about planning and not pressure. So you're successful. And then we will stay connected throughout the process. Now it's time for questions. So now getting into the questions, and this is a lot of what I see over the years in terms of what other buyers are wondering about. So if you've thought some of these questions, you're not alone. And that's the whole point here. You don't need to be alone. So here's a big one. Should I wait to buy until rates come down? And what I figured out buyers are really asking is they want to know, am I going to make a mistake? I don't want to regret this. I'm scared. And you know what? It's understandable. This is a big decision, the biggest decision most people make. But from my professional guidance, the best time to buy is when you're financially and personally prepared. So nobody can perfectly time the market. What matters most is having a smart home buying plan, understanding the monthly payment, and buying something sustainable for your life. Interest rates and markets can change, but making emotional decisions or waiting forever because of fear can also cost buyers opportunity over time. Other things to know: refinancing later, equity growth, meaning time and sales in your neighborhood, rising rents, limited supply of homes for sale. And that's especially true right now in our current market. And the importance of affordability today. What that means is the best price is usually right now, because 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, prices always will be higher. Now, the next big question I get is, do I really need an agent if I can find homes online myself? That's a great question. But what buyers are really asking is, why shouldn't I just do this alone? What value do you actually provide me? And I'm not sure whom I can trust to protect me. Those are great points. My professional guidance is that finding a house online is actually the easiest part today. Anybody can do that at any hour of the day. The real question is, who's helping you evaluate the property, negotiate the contract, identify risks, coordinate inspections, communicate with lenders and attorneys, protect your earnest money, review required disclosures, manage timelines, solve problems when issues come up, and help guide you through one of the biggest financial decisions of your life. My role is not opening doors. My role is to help protect you throughout the entire process. Another one, how much money do I actually need to buy? And again, what's underneath that question is the fear of not qualifying, embarrassment, and uncertainty. So my professional guidance, it depends on the loan program, down payment, closing costs, taxes, insurance, and your overall goals. One of the biggest mistakes buyers make is assuming they need far more money than they actually do, or sometimes not preparing enough. That's why planning matters. Other things to know, down payment options, if qualified, closing costs, reserves, and the importance of pre-approval. Another one, how do I know I'm not overpaying? So again, you want to know, am I being taken advantage of, or is this truly what the house is worth? The fear of making the wrong decision, uncertainty about the market. And from my professional guidance, a home is worth what a qualified buyer is willing to pay in today's market. But we will still analyze comparable sales, market conditions, competition, conditions of the house, location updates, and financing realities. So my job is to help you understand the market so you can make an informed decision, not an emotional one. Other things to know, you got appraisals, comparable sales, negotiation strategy, long-term ownership mindset. Those are things that also will help protect you when we work together. So, what if we find problems during the inspection? Wow, this is a great question. And that's exactly why inspections exist. So, what buyers are really wanting to know, can I back out if it's not for me? What if I'm afraid of making the wrong decision? Do I have a safety net to catch me? And from my personal professional experience, no house is perfect. The goal is to understand the property's condition and identify major concerns so you can make informed decisions. We will definitely be checking habitability and safety issues. That means, is it safe to live there? Is there something wrong? If there's something going on, sometimes those issues are negotiated and we find a middle ground and everybody moves forward. Sometimes buyers walk away. My job is to help you understand the situation clearly so you can decide what's best for you. Another question, how long does the process usually take? Well, typically buyers who are prepared to start looking at houses spend around 3 to 6 weeks searching, depending on the market and their goals. But once under contract, closing typically takes from 45 to 60 days, depending on financing, attorneys, inspections, appraisals, and other factors. So you see, there's a lot that goes on. And the smoother the planning up front, the smoother the process tends to feel later. What's the biggest mistake buyers make? That's the burning question, right? Well, making emotional decisions without a clear plan. Sometimes people rush, sometimes they freeze. Sometimes people focus only on the house, not the overall financial picture, resale potential, monthly payment, or long-term goals. The buyers who tend to have the best experiences are the ones who prepare properly and work with professionals they trust. And that makes sense, doesn't it? Oh, the biggest buyer mistakes, again, to recap. waiting too long to prepare. Remember, the market moves fast. Looking online without a strategy. Falling in love before understanding the costs. Choosing based only on emotion. Waiving protections blindly. Not understanding taxes and maintenance. Working without representation. And thinking that the cheapest house is the best deal. Schedule your buyer strategy session with me. We'll discuss the following. We'll discuss your goals, review your timing, discuss your financing options. I'll create a personalized plan with you, answer any questions, and determine the next steps. Some people are ready now. Some are 6 to 12 months away. Either way, the goal is to create a plan so you know what to do when the timing is right. Thank you for attending. Let's stay in touch. Again, I'm John Duboff, a realtor with Keller Williams Thrive. My phone number is 847-456-3833. You can call or text me there. And again, this screen shows a QR code, which can lead you to me for more information. So I hope to talk to you soon. Remember, I'll be here again next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. That's every Wednesday at 7 o'clock during the summertime. And I hope to see you again or talk to you soon. And if you know anybody that would value this webinar and wants to know about the process of buying a home, please share this. I'll be here next week. And if you want to come back next Wednesday at 7 o'clock again, you'd like to go over this one more time before we talk in person, no problem. You're more than welcome to attend as many times as you need to. Because again, remember, this is about planning, not pressure. So it's whenever you're ready and feel confident to move forward. And my goal is to help educate you so that you can be successful. Please share, again, my name and phone number with anyone you think would want to talk to me about buying a home, selling a home, even renting a home, or even investing in property. The QR code is on the screen. You can reach me through that as well, and you can share that with your friends, family, coworkers, acquaintances, anytime you want. And don't forget, my phone number is 847-456-3833, and you can call and text me at that number. So I wish you the best. See you next time and talk soon. Thank you.